You know, come on. So we do this every quarter. We did it in Green Valley South, we did it here, we did it in Jeff's office. December. No, I'm out of here. I said you got a place to go, people to see, right? You're at the end? Good. How's your arm? And, Damon's gonna moderate for us, he's gonna ask us some questions. But please, shy, pick on Jeff all you want.
Yes. You can't pick on somebody that's hurt. Come on.
Awesome. Well, first, let's give a huge hand. These guys they're in the trenches every day, helping you folks with your real estate transactions, personal lives, and all that good stuff. They get it all, right? And it gets all dumped on your plate. So, let's start off. Just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll start over with Jim. And you guys, real quick, give Jim Cerrone a welcome back. Yeah. He's back. You guys may not be connected in the Green Valley office, but Jim was always one of our amazing broker managers in the Green Valley office, and he just came back to us, so we're blessed to have him back. So for sure.
Yeah. Just when you're out, they go out.
He thought he got away, but
As David said, my name is Jim Cerrone. I'm the manager of the Green Valley office. Got my real estate license before a lot of you were born, but I've been in real estate for a long time. And I've done a lot on the management side, and I was lucky, blessed, fortunate enough to fall into Realty One Group 10 years ago. And Damon, you were there. We didn't start at the same time, but nonetheless, very happy to be with this company and just amazing. Look, just this morning alone, I mean, all the stuff you did here, it's insane. I mean, we don't give half that stuff, but anyway. It's just amazing the stuff, the things you did, rock title, and it just blows me away. And that's why I couldn't stay away. I had to come back. So that's it.
I don't follow that
all right,
one.
my man, Jeff Wallenthing. So Jim Cerrone, Green Valley. Jeff Wallenthing.
Jeff
West office.
Wallenthing got my license in 2007 or 6. Just got real estate, had it for 2 years, didn't do anything. I like long walks on the beach. No, I love being in real estate. Damon was everybody knows this, he was my mentor when I got into business. Damon coached me we were both at Prudential. So, and then we've gone back a long way. So anyways, so I would agree, Jim, there's tools, technology, you gotta use them. And at the end of the day, we gotta go back to the basics of real estate and get away from some of the tech, I think, because this is still a belly-to-belly business, no matter what people think, so.
And our corporate broker here.
So this is interesting here. A lot of us, we have, we put our phones on our belts or something like that. It's got an interesting phone.
Yeah. It's about an $8,000 holder.
Why at the same time you guys both injured army? Did you guys have fight something?
Yeah.
They were
wrestling.
I thought my wife said stand up. She actually said shut up. There we go.
all right, so I'm Mark, and I've been licensed since 1995, again, before a lot of you were born. So just a few years.
Really? 95?
95, yeah. What are you trying to say?
No,
95. Was the wheel a minute?
We had computers back then too. We really did. I got my broker's license in 2004, and really the only reason I got my broker's license because I thought it would look good on my business card. I had no idea that I was going to get into management or leadership at that time. A couple years later, I did, and never looked back.
Awesome. And you guys all should have Mark Otero's license number, as we know he's the corporate broker, right? Took my role, and so thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys all
Careful what you ask for.
Great choice. Tim Kelly took my position here at Summerlin, and has been doing an amazing job, which is great.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Been a Rails for 15 years, 11 at Remax, 4 here. Love helping you guys every day. And a lot of the success we all have is from the 5 of us. We actually get along. It's kind of weird. You know, we do.
We do.
Well, we fake it really well.
Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. But thank you all for showing up today. Me and
Absolutely.
Suzanne always have the fear, and Maria, that no one's gonna show up.
Yeah.
We have all the brokers, but thank you all for being here. I appreciate it.
The gift basket was what.
That's what it is, yeah.
I'm looking there going, where the hell are you getting that stuff? We don't have any of it.
$8
It was the
value.
food brought me.
Yeah.
No, these guys are amazing. I really enjoyed working with them at my time as in the broker seat for sure. So still love working with them today, just on the outside looking in. So, but gonna start off with a couple of questions. And you know, for me, it's more about the agents than really caring, you know, what brought you to be a broker and all that good stuff. There's a lot of changes, you know, taking place in our market. As we know, interest rates, you know, are changing, you know, daily. There's a huge class action, you know, lawsuit out there right now. You guys are probably seeing and reading that two of the largest brokerages in the world now have settled on that case, which is a little, you know, I wasn't real excited about it. Because it starts making a statement, right? We saw NAR, they came out with a statement saying they're still moving forward. So starting off, right, with all, you know, all the noise and you guys, I'm a pretty cut and dry individual. You guys have so many resources at your fingertips, as you guys see here today. But I'm gonna start off with my little statement of, do yourself a huge favor, go back, sit down, write out the 3 to 5 most important things that you're going to leverage off of all that's been covered, you know, week in and week out, so you don't get flooded with being all over the place, which is what happens to agents is, God, I gotta be here, and I gotta do that, and I gotta do this, and pretty soon, what are we here to do?
Get clients.
What are we here to do?
Sell
real estate. We're here to sell homes.
Make money.
So when you go back and sit down, ask yourself, is what I'm doing going to result in a transaction? And remove all the other noise. Very important. That's why agents work themselves out of this business. So starting with that, Jim, right now, I'll start over here. Jim, what do you think is important for agents, you know, really to pay attention to right now?
So, yeah, there's a lot of noise going on all over about commissions and this and that. What, if I was an agent right now, I know you guys have a very hard job, I respect each and every one of you because I've done it. It's insanely hard, I tell people all the time. Maybe not the most positive message, but it's hard. I want our agents to know what they're up against. I guess I would focus on what Mark always talks about. Your job is prospecting. I know you're like, oh, give me a break, prospecting, I hear it all the time. But I would get back and start getting back to basics, and I'd be calling people that are in my database. If you're new, you don't have a database of people you're selling to. So I would call people you worked previously with, those you went to school with. Your deals are most likely gonna come from your database. That's just the way it is. And your open house, of course, but that usually fills your database. So I guess, Damon, it would be prioritized with me. I spend not every waking moment, I spend a lot of time prospecting, but I would say, I would develop a plan. I wouldn't just say, I'm gonna prospect 5 calls a day, 5 notes a day, 5 emails a day. Boom, 15, 1, 2, 3. Who cannot do 5 calls a day in here? Everyone can. But I'm learning from our agents, they don't do it at a set time. You know how you have a set time to work out, and you kinda go, it's time, another hour, I gotta be at the gym. It's like, I'll do it tomorrow. What they do now, what a few do now, is they do it sporadically throughout the day. Call in the morning, maybe 2 for lunch, maybe 2 in the afternoon, and the final one, you know, later on. I like that idea. I always I hate prospecting, I just admit it. I hate it, it's hard, because you want to interact, I love interacting with people, once you're into it, it's all good, it's all fun. But getting to do it, it's like, you know, you show up and realize, it's not that bad. So maybe too long of an answer, but I would focus on what we need to do. What we need to do is prospect and sell real estate, as you said, Dan. So thank you.
And you guys can always replace the word prospects, okay? It could be make connections, it could be lead generation, right? Build relationships, whatever terminology is gonna make you feel better about it, right? You still have to make connections, okay? So, Jeff?
My advice, I think first thing is get back to the basics again. I think that we don't time manage enough. I think we need to time manage everything that we do in our calendars, so we know when we're gonna prospect. I think the tools and technology are fantastic, but I think at the end of the day, you gotta get back to talking to people. You gotta understand what to say, you gotta understand what's going on in the market. I think most agents have zero idea what's going on in our market. All of our officers provide you the information of what's going on. And I think you need to take that and be the market expert and just start talking to people. Your database is your business. And if you don't do it properly, you touch them 33 times a year with a personal phone call, you can get 10% of your business. So there are agents in here that have been in it for 20 years. You got a huge a lot of people have huge databases, but they're not reaching out to them. And like I said, I think emails and all that stuff is fun. Websites, I think that's all fun. But at the end of the day, you make money by talking to people. And I think that's where we gotta get back to that. But I think the problem we have in our business is we first off, we think we're just realtors and we're not, we're business owners. And we need to get our minds square that our success rides on what we do, not anybody else. And that's where you gotta really get back to it, and I think just start talking to people. But nobody knows what to say. Let's start with the market. Everybody's curious about what's going on in the real estate market. Just like when they talk to a lender, interest rates, what's going on with interest rates? We have to understand what's going on. How many homes are sold? How many on the market? How many we sell every 7 days? How many come back on the market? How many come off the market? I think that's for me, has always been the basic. Get back to that stuff.
Mark,
Let's,
please expand.
yeah, what's that?
Please expand.
Yeah, well, so let's talk about the changes in our industry right now. Damon mentioned the huge class action lawsuit, and there's actually more than one. There's two very large class action lawsuits going on right now, and it all addresses, sellers are saying, you know, why am I paying the buyer's agent's commission too? So that's what this class action lawsuits are all about. So in my opinion, and we as a team have been having some discussions about this is gonna change our industry.
Forever.
It's gonna change our industry big time, in my opinion, and we're all in agreement on this, and I think Damon is as well, in that the big change that's going to happen is the seller is going to be paying the listing agent's commission, and the buyer is going to be paying the buyer's agent's commission. It's coming. There's a lot of other things that are gonna need to happen. I have a feeling that Fannie and Freddie will get on board and say, yeah, we can roll that into the loan. You know, there's a lot that's going to be happening, but here's how it affects you guys, is it's so easy being a buyer's agent right now. You bring a buyer in, maybe get them pre-qualified, put them in the car and go show them homes and write a contract. There's very little sales skills involved in being, I'm not saying there's none, there are sales skills, but there's a lot more sales skills needed to be a listing agent than a buyer's agent. So we're going to have to get better at showing our value to these buyers so that they'll end up signing, and they're going to have to sign with us. Just like a listing agreement, they're going to be signing a buyer brokerage agreement that's going to say how much they are going to be paying. So, and I'm not saying this to scare you all, but this is what's coming, and we just need to get better at proving value. That's bottom line. So start taking classes. Start taking some buyer brokerage classes, and get really good at what you do.
The ABR designation is the end of
Yep.
this month, that LVR, if anyone's interested. Just look on the LVR website, and that ABR designation is for 2 days, 8-hour classes, and they'll go over the buyer representation and how to sell yourself better for what's
Highly
coming up.
recommend it.
And I think Lee Bear is teaching
awesome.
that.
I'm talking to Lee
Accredited
and
buyer
seeing if we can get Lee in to teach us as well.
Oh, great,
So,
great.
I mean, the biggest thing, guys, is listing agents have had to have skills and training forever. And now it's time for buyers to step it up, and you better step it up, because you're gonna be out of business. Seriously.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Mark. Thank you for steering us all. Nobody knows exactly the changes that are going to take place, but I will say that as these larger, these large brokerages start settling this case, they're saying that there's changes that need to be done, or they're saying that they will make some changes. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see, there was, I think, 5 NAR plus 4 of the large. I wouldn't be surprised to see the other 2 follow suit as well, and whether NARs by themselves at the table, right, in court I believe is this next month,
Yeah.
is the court date, right, to find out what happens. Definitely gonna be some changes, to take place, so. Tim, what are your thoughts right now?
Was there a question here? What was the
There
question?
was.
We went that way.
What do you coach your agents on, you know, what do you recommend agents?
If I was a brand new agent, and I just joined Realty One Group, this is what I did 15 years ago. I went to my office at RE/MAX, went to a conference room, and I blocked off 60 to 90 minutes from 8 to 12, and I got on the phone with a headset, a script, and names from the title company. I did that, and then I did another hour in the afternoon. That's all I did, was get on the phone. I was not like this guy, he's a door knocker. I'm not a door knocker. I'll knock on the door after I get the appointment. I don't wanna just knock on your door to invite myself in. And I did that every Monday through Thursday, like clockwork. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I stayed at a vacant open house from 12 to 4, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Religiously, I worked every day, 7 days a week for the most part, for probably 6 months. And that built up my database of clients. Because I didn't want to spend any money on Zillow. I didn't even know what Zillow was back then. That's what I would recommend that you do. It's like Jeff says, you gotta get on the phone, you gotta talk to people. I mean, so many of you say, Tim, check out my TikTok thing. Did you see my Instagram reel? God damn it, it's unbelievable. How many buyers, how many sellers called you up that? Well, you know, it takes time. All that stuff is great. You need a fabulous website. But if you're waiting for that fabulous website for people to call you, they're not gonna call you.
No.
Well, they might. I'm not saying they never will. But either you're gonna spend money to get business, or it's check equity or sweat equity. That's the Tom Ferry thing. Sweat equity is you're gonna get on the phone. You're gonna do open houses. Check equity is you have money. And you're gonna hop on Zillow for $1,000 a month, and you'll get 50 leads a month.
1,000, like almost 2,000.
Not be, whatever, pick a number, yeah. So I would just go back to the basics, like Jeff said, learn the script, talk to people, and you'd be surprised. The more people you talk to, word gets out, and you'll get people calling you up. You really will.
Do not call list. And in our office in California, 2 agents was sued
Yeah.
to call expired listing, and they lost.
Oh, wow.
You gotta check the
There's actually a lawsuit here locally
Yeah.
with an agent,
Yeah.
brokerage,
Yeah.
KW.
Yes,
Sorry. It's public knowledge, right? So, yeah, KW was
You got a frog in your throat?
And one of their one of their agents, I don't know the result of it, it was something about a month, 2 months ago that came out of, in Inman News, that they, a seller was suing an agent for calling, harassing, because they're expired listings, so you guys
deserved it.
you know, this is what my take from there though as well, that it was, and I believe it was an automated message was the challenge.
Yeah.
They were sending out an automated message, okay, and so they started to break the, you know, DNC or the federal, you know, regulations for, you know, calling. You guys, this is the thing I will say that I learned a long time ago, do not call us and all that stuff, is there's going to be agents that will ultimately take that and say, thank God, I don't have to call anymore.
Yeah.
That's my savior.
Yeah.
I didn't want to call in the first place, now I don't have to call. Thank you,
Now I have a good
guys.
reason.
Yeah, for sure. You know, bottom line is, there's always a way, you know, you have to be smart about it, of course, follow, you know, regulations, but don't let that deter you from
Right.
going and getting business. That's, you know, don't do that. Questions, please, if you guys do have questions.
Yes,
I know we're short on time, so I want to make sure you guys, you know, get some of
We
your
got till
questions answered.
10:45, come on, we got no way.
I have a question. Is it possible our brokers together asking MLS the system? Because when expire and new listing, the two data does not come back together. So you expire, I got expired, you know, I call, and next minute if they did a new listing same day, how
Just
can I know?
go to history real quick. Just go to history real quick. That's it,
What?
takes a second. Go to history. Just go to the
History,
listing,
then
go to
we'll-
history.
The property
Hit
history.
history on the listing,
But
it'll
it's
tell you
not
everything.
able to check everyone, you have 100 phone numbers.
Then you
No,
go
you
on
s-
to the next.
Yeah, just go real quick, just go check history real quick.
Well, you guys, at the end of the day, if you call someone and they say, hey, Jeff, by the way, I'm on the do not call list. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll take you off.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, well, I'm gonna sue you over it,
Or
okay?
I've already listed. Okay,
Right,
thank you
I mean,
very
come
much.
on, you guys, at the end of the day, okay, I'm gonna sue you if you don't get, okay, I'll stop calling you. It's the ones that they keep pestering, like Damon said, the
Automated
robocall,
message.
the automatic
That's
deal,
it.
that happens, but, I mean, cause you said, he nailed it. Well, it might be on the do not call list, all 7,000 people, so I won't call
So you
And
think
then I'll
if
stand
you,
around.
so if you do it once and you should be fine, I mean, because you didn't know?
Absolutely right.
So if you
Yeah,
stop,
didn't
you
harass
should be
them.
fine.
Apologize,
Okay,
be
not
professional,
harassing, but
hang
it's
up, you'll be
fine.
fine.
Depends the agent, if I ask, I'm gonna sue you.
It's
Well,
like they,
no.
there are brokerages that spend lots of money on automated dialers.
Yeah.
We all get those phone calls, right? You answer it and there's like a delay, you know, because it dialed 14 numbers
Yeah.
and you picked up and
There's FTC guidelines you guys
Yes.
gotta follow, and that's part of that, so.
And these systems are not foolproof. Sometimes the systems, if you don't program it correctly, they'll call over and over again. Sometimes, if any of you have been in the business more than a few years, there was somebody running for the director position for LVR, and his call went out like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Follow, follow.
I didn't mention any names. GK.
By the way, bring it up, he's proud of it, by the way. He gets a kick at it, he gets a kick at it.
Well, when we were at Prudential, and we did role playing every morning, and then we hit the phones, and if we got a call from somebody that said, hey, your agent is calling me, we use it as a badge of honor, because it means they're calling, right? Hey, we'll tell them to stop calling, okay, good. We go to the agent, hey, great job, keep doing it, don't call that guy again. Because you guys are everybody else. People are not calling, and when you're harassing them, just like you said, hey, guys, I apologize, I won't happen again, scratch them off your list, please, go ahead.
I just wanted to go back to that lawsuit situation and the future of buyers paying for their agent's commission. So it seems like this is pretty much a done deal and it's coming.
No,
it's not a done deal.
No.
Okay,
Don't
so
say
yeah,
that.
that's what I wanted to see. Is
We don't
there-
know what the result's gonna be yet.
Okay,
Nobody
like, is
knows.
there a conversation, to me, it feels like we're going backwards as opposed to forwards when it comes to protecting the buyers. So is that really the best thing for buyers? And is there a conversation?
That's a
Any
great point, but
pushback?
that's for the courts to really decide.
Right.
But what you're saying right now is really what NAR's position is.
Yeah.
It really is, and that's, and
Yeah.
100% true is that, you know, what this may bring is, you know, buyers now back to that caveat emptor. You know, years ago, buyer beware, no
Absolutely.
representation. You guys might end up, you know, we might end up working for a flat fee. You know, I don't want to say that in stone, but you know, bottom line is if sellers aren't paying or a reduction in pay on a co-op, which again we don't know what that looks like, there's definitely going to be changes in the compensation as a buyer's agent. There's no question. I mean, with affordability right now being a challenge, you know, you had Charity up here talking about, you know, interest rates and all that. You'll go to your buyer and ask them now in a market we're in. Right now, when we're in a balanced market, you can ask the seller to pay closing costs, and possibly the buyer could absorb our commission or some, you know, a lot of it. When you can't get your buyer's closing costs paid by the seller today, because there's multiple offers, now you're asking a buyer to throw 2, 3, or whatever % on top of it. It's going to be a big challenge for our entire market, and that's why NAR has come out with a clear statement that we have one of the fairest models in real estate in the world. And it's unfortunate that, you know, we're in a market where sellers can say, hey, we shouldn't have had to pay as much as we did. Now, I'm not saying they're saying that we shouldn't have paid any, we shouldn't have had to pay as much as we did to bring a ready, willing, and able buyer to the table because of the market we're in right now. You know, buyers are, you know, drooling to get into a home. We could have probably paid a lot less and still brought a buyer, and that really is the crux of the case, okay?
After get all the money, owe themselves, now want to this.
No,
Crazy.
I just came back from a market abroad that has exactly the situation. Buyers are paying their buyer's agents commissions. And
Where's
it's
that at?
Bulgaria. And it's a wild west.
Yes.
Nobody's protect the buyer.
Yep.
Buyers can
Yeah.
lose so much
Yeah.
on many
Well,
levels.
You know, thankfully, we still have National Association of Realtors, so it won't be the Wild West. There'll still be lots of rules and regulations on what can and can't happen.
But at the end of the day, you guys, it's gonna come back to the agent. If the buyers are feeling that it's a Wild West and they're not getting represented, then they're gonna look for somebody who can represent them. Who's got skills, training, knowledge, and can negotiate.
Absolutely.
Right? So, well, that's what I'm saying, that's what we're all saying, guys. As a buyer's agent, I'm not gonna say you've had an easy ride, because it's not, but you gotta get training and skills, because buyers today, everybody in this room knows this, and on TV land, buyers have zero loyalty to anybody today.
Yeah.
Right? They'll drop you in a second if they hear Susie can do something different. And so that's where we, as an industry, need to get our buyer skills up here instead of
Well,
down
it's,
here.
you know, it's nobody to protect the buyers, so buyers are resorting to hiring lawyers. like it is in New York, I believe,
East
the
Coast,
situation is still the same there,
Yeah.
so,
Buyers beware.
it's, I
Okay,
think
more.
It's gonna challenge you guys, it's gonna definitely be a challenge.
Who used the buyer brokerage agreement, right? You don't
I
take
did.
one, so. Who's gonna start using the buyer brokerage agreement?
Yes.
Everybody raise their hand.
Yes.
Oh, really? Yeah, I would say this, folks, before, as things hit the media, right, and this could affect us a lot sooner than, the case being settled, because once sellers start listening and hearing that, and finding out about this lawsuit, they might start, they're already having this conversation with their agents, but this might prompt them to have a deeper conversation and say, hey, listen, I heard about this case that, sellers shouldn't be paying buyer broker commission. Am I paying one? Should it be reduced? So believe me, we know how mainstream media works, right? And so that's a challenge. So getting back on track, and we'll all, but I would say this, you guys, at least start the conversation with the buyer brokerage agreement if you're not using it now. Don't wait till the ship is sailed.
It should be mandatory.
Yeah, start presenting it now, that way you get fundamentally sound with it and presenting it to your client, so you're better protected if things go down that
So
road.
even if they settle the lawsuits, they're still continuing to move forward with this whole.
We don't know
We
what's
don't
going to
know.
happen.
So if the other two
Well, no, the
companies,
two brokerages that
big
Right.
settled, have made the statement that, they're like, one's 65, million, the other one's 55 million, something like that.
55,
That
yeah.
they've settled, okay, there's two of them now,
Yeah.
Remax was the first, and now,
Mhm.
or I'm sorry,
Reality.
everywhere.
Anywhere.
Anywhere,
Anywhere.
thank you, which now owns Realogy and all those brokerages. And now Remax came out, I think one was 65, one was 55 million, something like that, or
Yeah.
don't quote me, but anyways, they're going to now have to present the changes, that's part of the case, right, is that they're going to present the changes that they're going to make.
Yeah, part of
Okay,
the
that's-
case is also that they're allowed to offer zero commission to the buyer.
Yeah, that's already
agent.
yeah.
But you know what? That's not a big deal. Right now, we could put $1 in there.
Yeah.
So what's the difference, dollar or zero, so.
And I think with the NAR lawsuit, I think it's next month, right?
Yep.
Goes court?
Yeah.
Let's say it takes a month, and NAR loses. They're gonna appeal that thing for
Yeah,
years.
it's just gonna take some time.
Years.
But the word's still gonna be out, guys.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
We gotta face reality.
Start preparing yourselves.
Bottom line,
folks.
there's
I mean,
changes. Go to ABR class, what's your name?
Shirley.
Like what
Yeah.
Shirley said, go to
And
the
it's just
ABR.
on the Las Vegas Realtor website.
We all
There's
go to
classes.
LasVegasRealty.com, right, every day? Right? Every time today, right?
Mark,
Suzanne?
So if this scares you, you might wanna up your listing presentation.
Absolutely.
Right, it is, you might see the buyer word, right?
Take
You
more
know, cannot
listings.
get out.
But-
Yeah.
That was actually the next question for these guys, so thank you very much, is what do you feel agents should be doing, right? We were talking about the buyer broker agreement, but to better create a balanced business for themselves, right? I know a lot of agents may shy away from listings because you have to have a specific sales skill, right? For sellers, what do you think agents should be doing right now to secure more listings given the tight inventory, right?
Get better at it, just train more, work more, get more educated, get better at it, make more appointments. It's more of, every time you go on a listing appointment, if you're like me, you go on a listing appointment, you realize, geez, I wish I hadn't said that, I wish I blew that, you get better every time you do it. And role play, role play, role play, role play.
Don't hit him on the shoulder.
Wrong shoulder.
Do the ribs.
It's easy to make mistakes when you're live and you're sitting there going, and they ask you a question, and how many times can you say, well, I'll let you know, I'll get back with you on that. You can only say that maybe once. So I would say it's a great opportunity right now. The market's a little dicey, but it's still great. We have people still doing very well in my office, very well. And here too, I assume. So it's still a great market, I guess in your mind, it's a great market. And you need to hone your skills while the market's in this flux right now. Get better at whatever get better at what we're supposed to be doing and learn. Look at you guys, how many agents we have? 1,800 agents, close to 100. There's 50-some people in this room. There should have been 550 people in this room.
They're all watching the video.
I give credit to you guys for being smart to be in this room. We have 4 brokers, and all we do every day is try for you guys. So there's nothing we won't do for you, nothing we won't do for you. If you need help, if you need coaching, if you need more assistance of any kind, we're here for you. And Damon as well,
How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice,
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 practice.
practice.
What do we do as realtors? Never practice, never practice, never practice. I think seriously, guys, in all sincerity, if you want to be a better listing agent, you go talk to your mom or cousin and go to their house like it's a listing appointment. And don't walk in, how's the baby, all that. Treat it like it. Go knock on the door. Hey, it's Jeff. Thank you for having me out, and give a listing